Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about something a little different. As most of you know, I am the fleet manager here at Tempe Dodge in Tempe, Arizona. Today, I'm out front. We got a car I sold that I got to get taken care of, but being that I work at a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram dealership, I hear all the noise about the flooded inventory. They aren't moving, blah, 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 blah. So, is that true? We're going to talk about it. So one of the biggest things we hear is about the flooding inventory. There's just millions and millions and millions of these cars everywhere, not moving whatsoever. For some of those, that is true, like these stupid Hornets. But other than that, another thing to keep in mind throughout this video, guys, is that each dealership is going to be a little bit different depending on your area. I work in Tempe, Arizona, which is a ginormous marketplace. I'm 10 minutes away from the Phoenix airport. It's a completely different ballgame than if you live or work in a small, local area, things like that. So the amount of inventory that we have and can sustain is completely different than somebody else. So keep that in mind as we walk around and check some of these out. However, it is true, obviously, that these have not been moving the way that, you might have historically seen, right? They used to fly off the shelves, especially the Jeeps and Rams and things like that. And now that's not necessarily the case. And it's really not a secret why. The reason is there was reliability concerns at the same time as massive, massive price increases, right? At the end of the day, you can't have reliability concerns with price problems, right? They got a little greedy, a lot greedy. They didn't give us any rebates. It's not a secret what happened. However, it is not the only company that this happened to. GM has huge problems right now, and nobody's really talking about that, which is kind of funny to me because GM is probably a bigger company than Stellantis overall. Well, maybe not, but you guys get what I'm saying, more prevalent in the United States kind of thing. And they have a lot of the same problems. However, Stellantis really seems to be the one getting beat up about it, which I don't really care. Like I say, I live in a big marketplace. We're going to be just fine here. However, it is noticeable. At the end of the day, a new company took over not too long ago. They made a lot of changes. There were some issues, but now they're pretty well getting it squared away. Obviously, still not going to be 20 grand for a brand new diesel, right? We'll understand that, but it is going down the right path, which is what we all want to see. At the end of the day, we should want to see American people have jobs. One side effect from these things sitting for a long time is obviously that they don't start. This is the car I told you I sold that I need to go get ready. I come out here to start it. Woo! And she is toast. That's okay that the battery's dead. We're gonna get it jumped, no problem, thanks to today's channel sponsor, Auxito. They make all kinds of really cool automotive accessories. The one they've sent me here is a lifesaver for me here at the dealership. As you can see, I'm using it right now for light. I'll put it on this camera. It's super bright. Let me get you guys a little better angle looking in the hood, but honestly, it is kind of funny that it happened right now because this is the perfect time to show you guys how it works. So just so you guys kind of have a size reference, this is where it comes in, and this is my phone. I have an iPhone 13 Pro. It's damn near the same size as my phone. It comes with this really nice carry case. Comes with a little charging cable, a nice little lanyard holder here, and the power box fits perfectly in here. One of my favorite things, it charges via USB-C, and you can charge your phone or other USB devices off of there. The best part about right now is, as you guys saw in the car, by just holding this button, the lights turn on, and then you can cycle between a few different ones depending what color you like more, or it has a strobe as well. We're going to leave it on this particular light mode for right now, and I'll show you what else it does. And you truly just simply have to pull these tabs down, and now you have a whole fan light right there. It truly lights up everything, so I can set it down just like this. So I have it set up here, got the cables on. This green light blinking means that it is in good charge status and it's ready to jump a car essentially. So on the Grand Cherokees, it's really easy. Put the red one on there. Take this one and ground it out. And now we should be ready to get this thing started. And just like that, we are fired up, ready to take this thing for a few laps, hook it up to the battery charger, and get it ready to rock and roll. You guys can shop the link down below to save 15% off any Auxito products that you see. I highly, highly recommend them. They make absolutely phenomenal stuff. So that's another frustrating thing, guys. Like, the car's dead, okay, so say you showed up to look at this particular one, right? Like I said, it is sold. Obviously, it's gonna need another battery. We're gonna try to charge it, whatever, but it'll probably need another battery. What's frustrating about that is with how advanced a lot of these new cars are, now it has a check engine light. It's not for anything wrong with the engine, it's because it had a dead battery, so none of the systems sense the volts that they wanna see. So now it has a check engine light, okay? So that's just one of those things that, again, it's confidence inspiring to the consumer, where if you show up and this car's dead and then they get it jumped and it's got a dead battery, or excuse me, a check engine light, you're gonna be like, man, what on earth are we doing here, right? So it's really a combination of things, but like I say, we're just very much headed in the right direction. Things have actually been on the up and up for us for quite a while now. We have massive rebates, all that good stuff, right? Massive rebates, incentivized interest rates, you name it. We pretty much have it, okay? So that's a little bit of a different scenario, but still Stellantis is in the limelight, the one getting pounded for all these different things. That isn't necessarily a unique problem to them. However, it's not a secret at all. Stellantis does have a ton of inventory across the country. Like I say, obviously ourselves, we don't have a particular overabundance of inventory for the amount of business that we do. We have a pretty normal amount, actually, but a lot of places, they have way, way more than they need. Kind of like I was talking about, guys, it is really frustrating to see, and again, it's not just Stellantis. Like I say, they're the ones getting hit with it the most, but it is all the manufacturers. There's a lot more inventory floating around for a lot of people. There's a lot more issues than there used to previously be, right? We don't need to go into every issue of every car, but Toyota on the Tundras is getting clobbered right now. GM with their Silverado, Sierras, blah, blah, blah. The 6.2s are just getting destroyed. Over almost 1 million of them in a huge recall. So, again, it's a price point and consumer confidence kind of problem, but I think we're headed in the right direction. But getting back to the market share thing, obviously, those guys all live and die by market share. So what do they have to do to get their market share back? They have to have their prices in a place that people can actually afford them and want to buy them. And that, you know, they're very much doing that. We have tons of rebates, huge, massive discounts. I don't think some of you might not even believe me on here, but I have trucks sitting out here with like $17,000, $18,000 off. You know, you can buy a new truck for under 40 grand now, a 4-wheel drive. It's a completely different ballgame than it was even 2 years ago, and that's absolutely incredible for these guys to try to get some of their, you know, market share back. That's really what they got to do, and that's what everybody has to do. So we're starting to get to that point. Number 2, people have to be confident in your product. Obviously, like I say, Stellantis took over, and there's kind of a gap in overall confidence of the product. This Grand Cherokee is an Overland. It's a gorgeous vehicle. The guy that bought it is going to be super, super happy with it. It has the hands-free active driving assist. It has the big moonroof, the big screen. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous car. I personally really like these electronic rear view mirrors. Let me know what you guys think about that. But point being, it is a gorgeous car. People like the Jeeps, the Rams, all these different products that we have. They just got to have them at a price point that makes sense. Another part of the problem for just consumer confidence is all these companies have made a big jump into this whole electric car thing, right? Well, it took them a long time to figure out gas cars. They're not going to figure out electric cars that are just going to be perfect immediately. Obviously, as much as we would like that to be the case, it's just not, right? It's a new thing, something different. A whole lot of R&D has got to go into that, and the unfortunate reality is there's no test like people out there putting millions of miles on the vehicles. There's just not. But going back to what I said with confidence, that doesn't necessarily help the overall consumer confidence. Now, I've made a video on the Wagoneer S and the Charger. We have not had a single problem with the ones that we've sold. People love them. They drive insane. If you guys watch the channel, you know I'm a big truck guy. I hate to admit that I like driving those as much as I do because they are freaking sweet. However, does that mean I'm going to buy one? That's the question. Is anyone going to buy them? I wouldn't buy one. I would lease one. 100% I would lease one, right? But again, confidence. I don't know that I'm confident enough to go buy one and commit to it for 6-7 years, something like that, right? But I would lease one for 2 years, just see if I like it. That's the way you got to get your, consumer confidence back up. Make good products at an affordable price that are reliable. People want their cars to be reliable. We all like the cool, fancy bells and whistles, but I know most of us would give up some bells and whistles if it gave us reliability. And as time has gone on, guys, and they've had a chance to make more of these cars, have more of them on the road, our reliability today, if you come in and buy a new Ram, a new Jeep, a new whatever, today, significantly better than it was, 3 or 4 years ago when they first redid a lot of these different products. The 8-speed in the 2500s and 3500s with the diesels has been phenomenal. These Grand Cherokees, particularly the L's, had some issues right away, and the 4xEs, oh my gosh, they have got astronomically improved. They're so much better than they were right away, and that's what you got to do. You got to get people in the seats, driving them, confident in them, because again, it's that whole word of mouth that's going to help your market share, all that stuff, right, guys? It's really not a secret. So at the end of the day, guys, what does Stellantis have to do? They have to get butts in the seats. And how do you get butts in the seats? Affordable price points on good quality cars. That's what you got to do. And they're really making their best run at doing that. It just takes getting people actually in them. But that's going to pretty much do it, guys. Make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe. As you know, I leave my email down below. If you inquire on any in-stock vehicle in my email, you get $500 additional off. Make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time.